Houston's #1 party station, hip hop and R&B.
Non-stop music.
Woohoo! Hey faves, it is your girl Jigalodeon here, and guess who you are rocking with? 953 Jams. I feel like I ain't talked to y'all in a minute, so I'm excited to be here. We have somebody special in the building, Mr. Jakari Sherman. Mr. Jakari, tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, what's up, y'all? I'm Jakari Sherman. I'm the director of Our Road Home, which is a new production that is going up at the Hobby Center on January the 30th. I'm a native Houstonian, so this show is definitely a lot of Houston. It's a lot of Houston. It's a lot of our culture, our music, and our history as well. So excited to bring this to the stage. I've been performing and directing for, I won't give a number, but for a while, for a little bit. Left Houston, moved to DC. We're gonna talk about the DMV, but I moved to DC for a minute and directed Step Africa out there based in DC, and made my way back home when COVID happened. Found my way back home, found myself figuring out what that was going to look like, and now I've landed on creating work and creating stories about Houston, so that's where we at with it.
Nice. So what is Step Africa?
Step Africa is actually the first professional company dedicated to like this tradition of stepping, and so I left here. I was in school in Houston, HISD, like Houston born and raised, and learned how to step, and Step Africa was an opportunity to do that professionally. So through that, I gained a lot of experience, toured the country and the world, and really shared the stage with some beautiful artists, and had a chance to collaborate with a lot of wonderful people. And that sort of led me to where I am now with Our Road Home, and JK Creative is my company. And so now just kind of taking all the things I've learned over all those years and kind of now putting it into this work.
Wow, so you're also an entrepreneur then. So
you could say that.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur, yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so you do quite a bit creatively, and then when it comes to direction, like what is like your inspiration?
That's interesting. I honestly, I feel like this is what I'm led to do. I feel like this is a really unique tradition, which is stepping, that you don't often see on stages like this. So, so I think I'm just inspired by the idea of bringing something new and different to stages. And I don't know. I like to go to the museums. I like to look at architecture. I like all of these things that kind of find themselves into my brain sort of creatively, and make their way into the work.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I guess what I want to ask is, how do you decide like what exactly you're going to? Because I assume that you do a lot of storytelling with your work. Because I mean, you can't. So when you say stepping, you mean like literally stepping, like
fraternities, sororities,
literally stepping.
Actually stepping. Actually. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
you thought I meant like
choreography to your
style.
resume.
Yes. Well, that's kind of my thing. That's like my main thing. I've been a choreographer, artistic director, but now more so on the directing side. Yeah.
Nice. So if you weren't doing that, what would you be doing?
I don't know. I've done a little bit of it all. I think I started in music, so I might be in music. I actually, fun fact, went to school for engineering. I don't know if I would be an engineer. I could never have seen myself doing that. So yeah, the question is, if you weren't going to be an engineer, what would you be? Well, I'd be a professional stepper. So this is where I am. So that was never my life. I don't think that was ever my trajectory. But yeah.
Well, shit, look, if it all doesn't work out, we know that you can be an engineer.
Maybe.
So, why stepping and not like dance? Like, why did you say professional stepper and not dancer or singer? Like, why stepping?
Wow, you don't know how like intelligent that question is, because when we talk about stepping growing up, we always be like, we don't dance, we step. Like, we don't, like that was a big thing. So when I went to DC, when I became a professional artist, everybody was like, oh, you're a choreographer. It's like, what? Like, no, I'm just the dude that makes up steps. And so I had to change my whole mindset about being an actual artist. I didn't, I was gonna be an engineer. So this wasn't my life, you know. I didn't go to school for dance or anything like that, so I never saw myself that way. And I think when you're around talented, skillful, wonderful, beautiful dancers, you recognize that like you do something a little different. So I think they have their lane and I have my lane, and I absolutely operate in the world of dance, but I recognize that like stepping is its own unique tradition.
It is, and then it has a lot of culture because, like you said, fraternities and sorority step, and
For sure.
I mean, it's just so much art behind and communication behind stepping. Like you can really do a lot with stepping. So
Absolutely.
your time doing Step Africa, like how does that shape who you are today?
I learned a lot about what it is to be a professional artist. I learned about, you know, how to rehearse. I learned about stagecraft and lights and sound, the production side of things. So, and I also had to learn how to work with people. I was the artistic director of that company for about 10 years, about 7 years, and so I had to learn how to direct, how to work with people, how to get what you need out of the folks that you're working with, and to sort of tell the story and have integrity of the story that you're telling. So,
Right.
so I learned a lot. Over those years, absolutely.
Gorgeous. So let's talk about the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I want to know. I'm trying not to ask too many nosy questions
Go
because
for it.
I want to.
We're not gonna give it away, but we're
I'm
gonna. Talk
gonna
about
say
it.
I don't want to give it away. So you said it comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah, it shows on. It goes up on January the 30th, 7 p.m. at the Hobby Center. Yeah, and I'll say that now. Tickets on sale at thehobbycenter.org, and they're available. You can go get your tickets tonight.
So this is a live production.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Very
gosh.
much live music, live dance, live stepping. Absolutely, live theater.
I'm gonna have to go get me
So
a
many
ticket.
elements. Yeah, and it's perfect for the whole family. You know, you can bring the kids, you can bring grandma, grandpa. You know, come make it a date night. Like it's appropriate for anybody.
You know what? I think I'm gonna be there.
Come through, Jiggy.
I think I'm gonna be
telling
there.
you, yeah. Come through.
I really am gonna be there. So this is a live production. Do you have any challenges with putting on these live productions?
You never know what's gonna happen on the stage in a live production. There's no redo. There's no go back and do that over again. So, but that's exciting because
That's true.
it's always something new. Every time you do the show, it's a little bit new. And what I love, you mentioned stepping. What I love about stepping is very communal. And so when you come to see this show, we expect the audience to interact with us. Like this is not where you give the soft applause. No, you feel it. You stand on your feet, stomp your feet, whatever you're feeling. So I always like the interactivity of live performance as well, and how the audience gets a chance to actually become a part of the show. Like we create a community in the matter of an hour-long show, or 30 minutes, or hour and a half, whatever it is. So I really enjoy that part about live performance.
How long does like preparation take for a production like this?
We've been at it for a few months, like intensely, you know, but we worked throughout like the fall, really just building, conceptualizing the show and things of that. So we actually premiered in Juneteenth. So it was a, you know, really important story connected to Houston and Freedmanstown. And so we've been kind of adapting and changing and growing the show since June.
Nice. So what does freedom as a way of life mean to you?
So, you know, I was doing a lot of work, really important work about African American history, about American history, but dealing with some of the, you know, the tragedies and just the weight of our story. And that was really heavy. And I wanted to, you know, we're talking about the fight for freedom and freedom fighters. It's like, well, did we ever find the freedom we were fighting for?
Oh, wow.
Were there any points in time where we realized everything that we were trying to get? And it's like, yes, there were. And I wanted to celebrate those times. So we looked into the history of Freedmanstown, hence why we did the show for Juneteenth. And so this is about, once we get freedom, what do we do with it? How do we hold on to it? Because that bondage is lingering right there, ready to suck us back in, right? So how do we hold on to that? And so that's what this story is about. How do we live in freedom, not just continue to have to fight for it? Can we celebrate the moments where it exists? That's what it's about.
Oh wow! So, and then you're not just gonna have steppers there. It seems like you're gonna have multiple forms of art there. It seems like a little bit of spoken word, a little bit of.
Yeah.
So, how did you select who to place on stage?
Man, some of it was folks that I've worked with before, so bringing back some familiar faces for me. But also just kind of seeing who, I feel like people just started coming toward the project like it was magnetic in a way. And I really received that, you know, more than me going out trying to look for people, it ended up being the people who sort of found their way toward the project. So just found some wonderful talent, poets and musicians, and even graphic artists and visual artists who are creating work for the show, costume designers. So it's a truly co-creative and collaborative process.
I think I'm just stuck on the fact that it's just a live production, girl. Why did I think we was gonna be watching watching the show? No, this is, I think I'm just taken back by all of this. I haven't been to a live production in quite some time. So I really think I am going to pack my family up and be in attendance. It seems like you're doing more than just putting on a show. I love what you said about, oh my gosh, what you said about freedom and just kind of like, did we really even get to? Because I feel like nowadays there's a lot of talk, and you know who we have in office, child. It's a lot of talk about just kind of things that are going on now. So I think that is just extremely relevant, and expression through art is something that we just have, that's always been ours as a community.
Absolutely.
It's something that we do have to hold on to, and it really is a celebratory moment. So I'm really enjoying the fact that you are putting on this production, and it's very different from us just watching shows and streams and stuff like that.
We come off the screen and look at something live. I love that.
Yeah, so what do you expect people to take from your production?
I keep saying, I hope people leave here snapping their fingers, like got a little something in the body when they're walking away, you know, like clapping or something like that, because I think music and dance have a way of helping our bodies remember. You know, when we hear something and it makes us move, we see something and it makes us move, I think it also makes us think. Because it gets into our minds a different way when we engage our full bodies with it. So I'm hoping that people remember a rhythm, remember a line, remember a song that also helps them to remember the history that we're dealing with here.
So when you say history, is it just Houston's, or like are you going to be touching kind of like those really deep things that we all kind of can relate to all together?
Honestly, Houston's story is universal.
Okay.
We're not the only city. You know, one of the big things is like how we talk about the Great Migration and people move from, you know, from the south to the north, but a lot of people just move from the country to cities like Houston, to cities like Atlanta, and those are stories that we don't hear.
Yeah.
So I think there is some universality that we're dealing with here that, you know, anybody from anywhere can relate to. Obviously, like immigration and migration are big hot topics right now as well, and so I think immigrant communities as well have a lot to relate to in this story.
So you said that families are invited. So that means that in the audience, you're gonna have people of different generations. How do you expect this production to communicate to them all?
I think music. You know, we all like to dance, we like to listen to music, we all like to eat. You know, some things just unite us. And so I think music and dance are two of those things. And so I think as people come in, it's an opportunity for older people to talk to younger people, like, oh, I remember this, you know, and for younger people to ask questions. But, you know, the forms that we have, I mean, there's hip hop, there's spirituals in the show, so there literally are forms that everybody can relate to that I think can become like a unifying, you know, point.
How'd you keep it so age appropriate though? Like, cause you know, some topics parents may feel are too maybe deep for their 12-year-old, 8-year-old, like as far as understanding, like, how did you keep it age appropriate but still powerful and communicative?
I think you said it earlier, it's art. It's just the power of art, you know, where you can present something and people have an opportunity to interpret it for themselves. You don't have to spell it out. And so you relate to it on the level of your own understanding. So young people relate on a level, and more seasoned folks relate on another level. And everybody gets something out of it. And when you leave, you talk about it, you know, and you're able to speak about what you got, what you like, what you didn't like, what you really understood or what you vibe with, you know. And I think that ongoing dialogue is really where the magic is.
I agree.
Yeah.
So as a director, have you received any, like, are you receptive to criticism about your shows? Like,
Oh yeah, I love it actually. The thing is, like, when you get to a certain point in artistry, and if there are any artists out there, they may know this, but you get to a point where all you ever hear is like, "Oh my God, that was amazing," or it's like, "Yeah, I wasn't checking for that." You don't ever know why they loved it or why they hated it, and so
Right.
I love the opportunity to have more in-depth conversations with people, audience members, other artists, whatever, just to have conversation to talk about it, and not just to have an empty critique. So I love criticism of all kind. Actually, I would love to have more. You just don't get that opportunity, to be honest with you.
right.
Yeah.
So Our Road Home,
Mm-hmm.
when somebody hears Our Road Home, what should they kind of like feel, think, like, you know what, I'm gonna switch it. When I hear Our Road Home, I feel like I'm gonna get like, honestly feel like what we're gonna get is in the title. Like, it almost is very clear. Like, I feel like the title alone is very powerful. How'd you choose that?
I mean, I was living in DC, touring, doing a whole lot of stuff, and COVID kind of stopped all the performing arts, as we know. So all of a sudden, February 2020, I'm at home, and I haven't been home in forever. The home that I knew looked very different from the home I left. Houston, and that was 2020. I left in 05.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a very different Houston. And so it just had me questioning, like, what is home? And is home the place that we left, or is there something about home that we carry with us everywhere? And so I think those questions just kind of led me to, wanting to propose that to the audience. And so I think that's what it is. It's sort of asking the question to all of us, is like, what is home? And how do we, for me, I think home is a place of freedom. And so I think that's the connection, is like thinking of home as a place where we can be free to create, free to be who we are, and where there's support for that.
Okay, I'm with you. So I'm genuinely interested about this. Like, I'm really in it.
Yeah.
So earlier you said that when you do things live, sometimes in production, like, the unexpected can happen. How do you prep for that? Like, how do you prep performers for that?
You just keep doing it. It's repetition.
Because you are working with professionals at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, you keep doing it, and mistakes happen in rehearsals, and the key is just knowing how to recover. You never know what the mistake or what the thing is going to be that happens. Inevitably, something will happen. So it's less about like preparing for all the possible eventualities, and more about just preparing for what happens when something goes wrong, right? And just knowing that we are live, and it's meant to be fresh,
Mm-hmm.
and to not, to not down ourselves too much, to be able to snap back when things, don't go the way that you plan. That's it. That's live theater, live anything. That's life.
He like, period, they do this. They are not new to this, and this is what is going on.
Now, I didn't say it's easy or that we like it, or, but it's just the reality of it.
Right. So I know there's probably tons of music going on, but if you could give this production one song, if you could say Our Road Home is like listening to blank, what song would you give it?
Oh man, I don't know. That's tough. You got me on that one. Oh man, I don't even know what genre that. I feel like I think it's jazz. It's got to be jazz.
Okay.
Because you talk about live, jazz is improvisation a lot of times.
I like genre because I feel like, okay.
I'm gonna just go jazz.
Okay.
I'll come back on the next interview and give you a song.
How you know we wanted to come back?
You might not.
Like, I
you won't ever know the song either.
Right, I guess we'll never know, huh?
You never know. That's a good question though, Jiggy, for real.
Jazz is a good one. That also displays a lot of culture with this production. So tell us again, where can people purchase tickets?
Yeah, so tickets are on sale right now. at thehobbycenter.org, thehobbycenter.org. And the show is Our Road Home. It's January 30th at 7 p.m. We also have some great pre-show things going on in the lobby beforehand, some experiences, some tech kind of things, and some merch, and some information about Freedmanstown. So, come early and just kind of check out the stuff that's happening beforehand too.
You hear that, black people? Be on time, be early, don't be on our time. We gotta be on time. And so, where can we find you? Does the show have a specific social media for the show, or are people just following you?
You can go to JK Creative, JKCreativ, on IG, and that's where all of the content for Our Road Home is living right now.
Nice.
Yes.
And what about your personal page? Where can we find Mr. Jakari?
You can find me at Jakari J. Sherman as well on IG. So, pretty much everything I'm doing right now is related to the show. But yet and still, that's where I'm at.
Do you have anybody you want to shout out today? Any final words? Anybody in production? Any performers that you want to shout out before we let you go?
I got to shout out all the dancers of Our Road Home. Too many to name, but all the dancers, all of the artists. The production crew at Hobby has been amazing, so thank you to them. Also have to shout out Sharon at the Houston Freedmanstown Conservancy and the Deluxe Theater, all really, really magnificent partners for the project. So, thank you.
Perfect. And remember, faves, make sure you go ahead and get your tickets January 3rd. That's only 2 weeks away. Don't wait till it's about to be sold out. And remember, get there early. Not late, not when they first start. It's a bar in there. It's a bar in there.
It is.
Get there early. Don't be getting up, getting your drinks at the